Hey everybody, it's the B-Log, number 13. So this is like the second take. Take one was a little rough because I haven't been doing the B-Log in a while. And so I was a little rusty at, getting the whole thing going, because it takes a little bit, like, particularly like at the beginning of the year when I'm like starting to teach again after like a couple months off. It's a little rough getting back into like how do I, act? How do I, what are my expectations for everything, right? Myself, what are my expectations for my students, and all that. Like, do I crack down? Do I don't crack down? The thing is that about cracking down on the students, like following all the rules, like our school keeps saying, hey, we got to start following all the regulations. If A, then we have to do B, right? But then it's like, if A happens, then I forget to do B, because it's like, well, what am I supposed to do? Like, stop teaching at the moment, stop leading rehearsal just to, write someone up a referral, and then by the time that rehearsal's over, I've forgotten, and they're out of there, and I'm like, whatever. It's hard to say, oh, well, yesterday, or like last week, so-and-so basically every day was using, it's ridiculous. But, it's like, part of me is like, well, should I even have to write a discipline like action or whatever? Because it's like, hey, we're all adults here. Come on, let's just be real here. Yeah, I might be a little older than you guys, but we're all adults. We all have the same mission here, right? And our mission is to do the best music possible, and then to also, find that whatever it is that we're all looking for, whether we find it together or not, we're all looking for it, right? Anyway, I'm going to keep this short because I have to get going here. The last one was like super duper long because I was like, the 13th blog, right? I was like pulling the super duper duper mind block thing where I was like, duh, it was really bad. It was like, I was like, yeah, it was like super bad. I didn't know what to say. But yeah, the 13th blog, should I be scared? Anyway, so just for you guys to know, it's an interesting situation, because when you put stuff onto YouTube, you put yourself out there to get some rather interesting comments, right? So there's this fellow that's trying to start his business as an educator, online, teaching trumpets, kind of similar to what I do, but I don't do it quite as like online-ish as he does, right? So anyway, he comes up to me and he said, or it doesn't come up to me, but I get a message from him just kind of declaring that he's going to use one of my songs, one of my backup songs that I like, put up on YouTube because I was kind of, messing around for whatever, thought it'd be nice and put up a track for some people to play along with if they wanted to, right? And so, anyway, this guy just declares that he's going to take it, right? And so I say, okay. And then this guy, I start sending him some encouragement because I'm like, oh, that's cool that he's this guy is supporting the music community by by doing this education thing, right? But then he proceeds to then bash me, right? Right? And I mean, I understand that trumpet players, it's like that old saying, like, what did trumpet A player say to trumpet B player when they first met? Well, hey, I'm better than you, And it's like, I never really understood really where that mentality comes from. But, so anyway, long story short, I got really, 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 how should I say it? I got to the point where I'm just like, okay, well, I removed the video completely. The one that he had, take, because I'm like, well, that's it. If these, I put it up there for people to use if they wanted to, but then he wants to come here and now bash me for it, So I said, okay, that's it, no video. You guys, one person ruined it for everybody, right? And then I'm like, you know what? At that point, I was just like, well, okay, well, fine. If you can't have that video, maybe you shouldn't have any of my videos, right? So I took them all off, right? Put them all on private, right? And I'm like, you can't see any of them. You guys can't see any of my videos. But then all of a sudden, there's this wave of my new followers coming in. This group of positive young musicians that have started following my channel throughout the United States. And so I have decided to now make those videos available again. I'm just going to tell you that I'm sort of somebody who has been on the forefront of the do-it-yourself home media. Everything I have done has been extremely on the cheapest way possible end. And so I have lots of multi-track recordings on there. Multi-track recordings were done with a mic similar to this. Probably, I can't remember which mic I was using at the time. Maybe the MXL 64, the V64, which is pretty good mic. I think it ran about $150. And then probably like some sort of M audio device, USB. Eventually I upgraded for a little bit and I had a pretty nice little like pro rig. But then as soon as it went obsolete one by one, I just kind of integrated back to being as cheap as possible. So the videos that you see on there, right? They're really interesting. So I have been very interested in film for a long time. I have been wanting to make a film of some sort, like a feature-length film. However, the amount of time it takes to do a feature-length film is a pretty monumental undertaking, none to say the least. And so it'll be interesting to see if that ever happens. But some of my videos in the past, had like a really cheap digital, probably like the small little videotape, digital camcorders. I had one of those, and so it was kind of awesome. We could film really, really cheesy videos. I went to camp and I filmed the debut video of my channel, which is the first video that I ever uploaded to YouTube. This is back when YouTube was in its infancy. I was honestly, I've been doing YouTube since the time they first started doing YouTube. I've been posting probably once every few months. These vlogs, the B-logs, sorry, are probably the most amount of posting I've ever done in a row. So that's kind of significant. I know that's not significant for other people, but yeah, we'll see if we can start upping the content here. I just have to, up my game here and get some sort of like editing software so I can like start editing these videos. All right, guys. Well, this is the B-log number 13. We'll see you guys next time. All right, take care. Have a really, really good weekend. And most of all, remember, really keep positive about everything. If you go negative, then everything goes negative and just everything is going to just fall apart, right? But if you have good foundation, which is positivity, then things will really, really succeed always. All right, guys, this is the B-log. We'll see you later.